Is it? I mean, we've had some pretty good ones, you know. No, I mean, I'm just so proud of this team, the way they bounce back from heartbreak, disappointments, not playing, not playing great. And they just show up and with great attitudes, great togetherness, and we have fun. And we get better at practice. And, I was talking about that the other day, and it's starting to show up. You're starting to see a lot of guys, maybe hitting their stride, and that's what I've told them is like, we don't have to be superhuman, that we don't have to be anything we're not. We just, if we got a bunch of guys playing their best, we're a really, really good team. And I think you saw that tonight. We had great energy out of Omar. He had huge contributions, and I was just so happy about that. Peanut, he's just been steadily getting better and more confident, and it's like, all right, time to be a dude. We brought you here to be a dude, and we brought in a lot of good freshmen in this program, and at some point, and it was never the same point, but at some point they were handed the keys to the car and they were ready for it, and he certainly looked that way tonight. And then you can't, we take Tyson for granted. The guy goes and gets 32 off how many shots? 16, 32 off 16 shots. That's pretty dang efficient. And just, when you got him out there, you feel pretty good. And that's why I probably never take him out.
I thought it was pretty gutsy starting a freshman in a biggest game of the year at home against a team that's lost one game in this league. Like, that could have backfired. What gave you, Leon, just the
well, you know how gutsy I am. Well, no, we've had a lot of belief in him, and that's why we pulled the red shirt. And, there was a progression, though. I mean, you saw him get better throughout the year. He wasn't ready in November. He really wasn't. And guys were way ahead of him in November, and he just got better and better and stronger. He's done a great job in the weight room. He did all that stuff. And then, even in the last 3 weeks, he's gotten better. He's getting tougher with the ball. I got on him at the end there, like, no, you don't let him push you out of bounds. You're strong enough. You're strong enough. You rip through. And now, granted, Nelly Jr. Joseph might be a little different than who was guarding him last year. but he's a good enough player and a tough enough kid that he doesn't have to let him push him out of bounds. And so he's going to keep growing and keep getting better. But our team believes in him. Our staff certainly does. And again, I went to Keene and I was like, this is not a demotion. This is not. I thought he gave us huge minutes tonight. It let him be a star in his role more. But we needed that another scoring wing. That's what we've been missing.
How fitting was it that, on the night that your four-year starter has a career high in points, you're the guy who might be the future of the program has a breakout game, and you're celebrating both the past and the future.
Yeah, it was pretty special, and like you said, did I know he would go get 21? No, I prayed he would, but I know he's got that in him. He's one of those guys that just the ball goes in and he scores easily. And so those guys, if you can get them enough minutes, enough shots, enough opportunities, they'll find a way to put some points up. And, it won't be maybe that efficient every night, but you know how when you have guys that can score, they do. And our guys got him the ball in the right places and did some good job with that.
Was Stanley doing what he did and Pearson? I know it's one game, one win, but I know you're already excited because that kind of said, wow, if we can play like this, there's not, we can play with anybody here.
No doubt. And we've thought that all along. And that was that's why, like I said, that's why I told our guys, nobody has to be superhuman, Tyson doesn't have to break Tanaka's record tonight to score 150 points for us to beat them. No, we just have to be good and go out and play good and let it rip. And, made me so happy to have Omar get his energy going and get good things happen for him. And I think he helped us. And then that kind of reset Ems because he got off to a shaky start, but then he came in and gave us some great defense and rebounding down the stretch.
New Mexico entered this game 14-1, and we all know what happened, earlier this season. It just seemed like you guys were ready to kind of go to war tonight.
Yeah, they were, and that's what it takes. I mean, they've been playing great, they've done a great job with this team, and they're physical, and they got, some great players and they all know their roles. They're playing with confidence. When you get on a winning streak like that, you think everything's going in. It's Bart Leach's putting. Everything's going in because he just knows it's gonna, and that's how it is in basketball. So you might have to Google him. He's a really good putter.
What was you mentioned needing a scoring lane, but what was just the moment or the factor of like tonight's the night, to move into the starting line?
Just because part of it, we scored 47 points. You need some guys that can naturally score and space the floor and make threes. And, we've had some good wings here that know how to score, and they could go out and get 35 in a game like this. And we weren't getting that, like I said, so you don't want to make somebody do something they're not great at. We know he's a natural scorer, but I think it made everybody better.
You held Junior Joseph to 3 points in the second half. What did you do differently in terms of whether it was guarding the pick and roll or what to limit?
Yeah, well, our guys did a great job of keeping him away from the hoop a little bit better, and then we came and doubled him, and because he wants to go score, and he's going to go score one-on-one against a lot of people, and I thought we did a great job of that tonight, not only on him on the post, but on the drives. We weren't just sticking a hand out there and pawing at the ball. We went and got the ball, got two hands on it, and came, Al is only the second guy in the history of the Mountain West to get 10 assists and 5 steals. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, and he was in the gaps and did a great job with that. And our bigs did a good job of covering both sides of the pick and roll, because Donovan's shifty, man. He can get you going one way and come off the other way, and there's nobody there, and he gets downhill. He's a great finisher. So it took a lot to be able to limit those two.
And Al said that was one of his worst games of the season down there at New Mexico, and 7 turnovers, didn't shoot great. I guess, is that just kind of his makeup, that he wanted to get another shot at him, he was waiting for it?
Yeah, well, no, maybe not that. We got competitors, and like I said, we got high character guys that just work with a great attitude, and when you keep doing that, something good's going to happen. You just keep showing up and keep fighting together, and then good things happen.
When you played, this was Tyson's 127th career game, and I think that you can kind of think like, how can anybody continue to grow when they played 127 college basketball games? But he was saying that, by passing up some shots recently, Lexus told him that you're hurting the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's such a selfless guy. How have you seen him kind of shift his mindset and be the aggressor here when you need him?
Yeah, that's what, I think that's Lexus, the staff, all these guys have done a great job, with Tyson that way. And that's our program. I don't care if you're a senior on your last week here, we got to keep getting you better. When you graduate and come back and work with us in the summers, you got to get better. That's what we do every day. And when you get a bunch of guys taking pride in that, they all continue to get better. And when you got a bunch of guys that make practice competitive and they get after it, that's how you make your team better. And that's what we've been doing. And so, but the team wants him to shoot, and he knows that. And so it's nice to see him a little more aggressive that way.
With Pina, to see him, have extra mile explode on multiple occasions, what's that do for his confidence? And what is that,
Huge.
Kind of watching it, like what's that like to be a part of?
Well, those freshmen are all good. We know that. Chris has done some great things, and he's just going to get better and better. Julian's, another guy that can do those kind of things, and he's going to keep getting better. And now you saw what that was, a little bit of peanuts coming out party. And so we just got to keep pushing them and give him the confidence. That's what I was focused on for this game with him, is just have that confidence. Like, you are a dude, and we've had some dudes that come in here as freshmen, and they have a great freshman year, and you never know when it's going to really start kicking in, but now's your time. Let's go.
Do you tackle a couple more? Do you have a method? Pina said you just called him into his office and told him. Yeah. Is there a strategy to that too, where?
Oh yeah, there, no doubt, because different guys handle it differently. Remember when I told Jeff Loriaga he was going to start as a freshman? Well, he told me he had just pooped his pants. So, different guys handle it. And I said, "Are you gonna be okay?" He goes, "I'll be fine tomorrow, but I'm not okay right now." So I wanted to give him some advance warning. So I told him Monday, and after we had kind of made the decision to do it, and I told RJ, and and he was great. That's the cool thing about RJ. He plays for the team and whatever can help the team. Because it's not. He's been so valuable. He's won so many games, and he's one of the top defenders we've ever had here in metrics. So he's doing great. So you don't want him to feel like, well, we're not scoring because of you. Let him be him, and I thought he did a great job of that tonight.
What's it been like just kind of watching him come into his own over the last 6 weeks? And is that kind of what makes coaching fun for you?
Yeah, absolutely. But we saw it, he was killing us in scout team, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And but it took some time. Like I said, it wasn't November 1st he was killing us, but he was just gradually getting better and better and better. And he got, like I said, I think his body changed a lot. Credit to Tyler and those guys in the weight room. And by redshirting, he had more time to do that a little bit. So, maybe he doesn't do what he did tonight if he didn't start out as a redshirt. I think it helped him.
How much fun was tonight? And just the crowd was into it. You were
Yeah.
the fans getting ejected courtside again. I mean, just to get.
They
back
were
to
framed.
The loud, crowd, and it just seemed like the players were getting, crowd fired up.
Yeah.
It just seemed like an up and down at times season. That was a fun night tonight.
It was a great night. I mean, I don't know how, but the basketball always is up and down. I mean, you look at the best teams in the country, there's very few teams that aren't losing any games, and sometimes that's the basketball season. But that's, people got their money's worth. It was a great, our guys played their tails off, played so hard and physical and together, and represented us like we want them to, and they had fun. So that was great, and that's we only have 2 more home games, and we need those home games, and we need a great crowd, and so we got to push to sell them out. I mean, this team deserves it. These seniors deserve it, and let's start getting that thing going right now.
Thanks, Coach.